Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back with Opie, and this time we're in a tier 5. She wanted to run a Bajani, so I jumped in the Queen Elizabeth to see what we could end up getting. Y'all know Queen Elizabeth is absolutely disgusting at this tier. Like, there's no doubt about it. Queen Elizabeth, Warspite, two of the best battleships at the tier. It's not even close. There's a few others that are really good at the tier 2. Tier 5 in particular has a great array of battleships, cruisers, and destroyers that are very good at the tier. We won't even get into the carriers because God knows that it's got some ridiculous carriers at tier 5 as well. Speaking of carriers, this is a carrier game. But we're going to push forward in the Queen Elizabeth, and this is going to be a good game to showcase, why a division mate can be so beneficial to winning. Now, I know a lot of folks, I love you, Aaron, but I'm gonna be brutally honest here. A lot of folks say that, well, being in a division doesn't really improve your odds of winning, or at least not enough. And you're right. As a division, you still have just as many potatoes. Well, I say you have just as many because you don't really have as many potatoes. You have better teammates guaranteed because you're bringing them in. And not just the communication and all, but the communication is huge. So first shot out the gate, Britannia there. But yeah, being in a division does improve your odds of winning. And the reason being, not just communication, and not just being able to trust your teammates, but just the fact that you have more than yourself in the match that is fully capable of handling themselves. Now, in this case right here, Opie is a newer player. Tier 5 is a very good tier for her right now anyway. But this shot out the gate, we get a pretty good shot at that Britannia. But this game is going to showcase pretty well why being in a division is actually so important. And how it can improve your chances of winning. So what I'm going to do, and Opie is going to do, is we're going to split up. We're not going to go to the same spot. We don't need to. And in order to give us the best chance at winning, we need to split up here. Now, I see this Pensacola, and I'm thinking, okay, we good. But no, Pensacola actually is slamming on the brakes. It ain't no dummy, all right? It knows bad things happen when battleships shoot Pensacola. But it slams on its brakes, completely avoids my shots. The enemy Chung King has decided to show himself, so we're going to be paying attention to him in a moment. But for now, we're waiting to see if we're going to get a chance, and Pensacola's going to get away scot-free here. He's getting a get-out-of-jail-free card for the moment, which is kind of annoying. But Chung King, on the other hand, has decided, bow tanking me with no camo is the best possible course of action, which I guess when you think about alternatives, I guess this is probably one of the best possible courses of action. His next decision is what you would call questionable at best, and downright stupid, and possibly the dumbest thing that he could possibly do here. He wants to torp me. He starts to smoke up, but he is still spotted broadside to a battleship with short fuse armor piercing at 5 kilometers. Yeah, that's not going to go well for you, Sunshine. Down you go. You cannot do that to any British battleship in a cruiser. You just can't. Like, that's death every time. But here is the perfect opportunity to showcase the difference between having a teammate that you can count on and not. I am going to continue to push the enemy, and my teammate, Opie, is going to fall back and defend the cap. This is why divisions are absolutely amazing. Find yourself a division and go out and have more wins. It's so much more fun playing this game with people than it is playing solo. Trust me, I love playing solo. But there's no replacement for displacement, all right? Get a little more displacement in your division. Add a buddy. Battle buddies are great. It's why we use them, or as I say why we use them, I've never been in the military. It's why they use them in the military. Battle buddies are amazing. And it's so crucial for a teammate to be able to just go ahead and say, okay, you can go back and defend the cap. I trust you. I am going to continue the push forward and try to eliminate the enemy as quickly as possible. We've already got 1 kill and a dev strike. We've got 40,000 damage, and we're about to come around the corner on a bow tanking, slightly over-angled Pensacola. We take the shot, I'm feeling pretty good, and we only get 1 with only 2 shells landing in the target. Every other shell fell short. At least we got one Citadel. Which means this guy's guaranteed dead on the next shot. Now, if I was this Pensacola, I would definitely learn to use AP. Pensacola's AP at this tier is disgusting. Now, he's got a fire burning. So he should have loaded AP with me being broadside, but it doesn't matter because I took half his health with the first shot. He's not going to survive any longer. Now, their destroyer kills our carrier, which is a big deal. Losing your carrier in this match is absolutely devastating. Fortunately, OP is already on her way back with a radar cruiser, and she has 2 destroyers going with her that's going to help them defend the cap. The destroyers will get there and contest the cap, and then OP will be able to move in and potentially radar. Now, Laga comes out, and I'm not going to lie, this Laga should be dead here. Like, just death. This is death and destruction. But, once again, in true Spartan fashion, we leave him with just enough to get away. I don't even need to say it at this point. Y'all already know it's coming. I don't have to say it. Like, every time I see a broadside person like that and they just get away, it's just like, I don't even have to say it. Pensacola, Laga, like, how many times do I have to do it in every single match? Like, I am the only person that does that so regularly. Like, literally every time. I was surprised when I dev struck the Chung King, to be honest. But at that range, it was pretty obvious that that's probably what was going to happen. But it was just one of those things. Now, watch what happens next, guys. Watch as we approach this island. Now, again, our team, going back, defending the cap, there were 2 destroyers that were going after that cap. So keep that in mind. They're currently engaging 1. The enemy planes are flying over our OP. So she manages to kill 1. And now they are starting to engage the 2nd destroyer. Now we have 3 destroyers and a radar cruiser there to help defend against that last destroyer. And everybody else that's left is on my side of the map. So I have to go 1v3 here in order to give our team the best possible chance to win. And sure enough, Britannia's here. But did you notice that I was detected by sonar? That's why I didn't fire at the Britannia. I knew that the enemy Laga was close enough to detect me with sonar, which means I hold my fire and I get rid of him. Also, why would a cruiser be broadside, backing out in front of you, battleships? Torpedoes. That's why we turned inside, to avoid the torpedoes. It's little cues like that that as you learn and play the game more often, like, those cues are huge in determining what your next shot should be, how you can best affect the game. And in this Britannia, again, broadside on, I mean, you're just not going to have a good time. We may not Citadel you with the Queen Elizabeth, but you're going to take an absolute pounding every single time I pull the trigger. And I overmatch too, so like you are not going to be able to bow away. You're not going to be able to bow tank. Like, it doesn't matter. Stern tanking, bow tanking, broadside doesn't matter. This thing is going to chew you apart. Here, we're expecting him to turn inside. He wants to use the island to try to disengage if he can. So we aim a little to the left, and once again, just chunk him. And that wasn't even a particularly good hit. That was just a couple of shots into a superstructure that did pretty well. And you can see the enemy carrier starting to feel the pressure, but hasn't decided to move too much. He's actually very, very close. And he's going to be trying to engage me as well. But this Britannia, it's a little too late, Sunshine. You cannot finish making that turn. You have to stay as skinny as possible. You make this turn, you die. And sure enough, he made the turn, he paid for it. So hopefully he will learn his lesson. In this situation, you need to make sure that you're staying as skinny as possible, changing course, being unpredictable as best you can. Do not give up full broadsides. You're in a bottom tier situation against a very powerful battleship. You cannot give up that kind of hit point advantage. Now, Ranger comes out, and I don't know what this man has done. Clearly, this guy has sacrificed his daily dose of baby carrots. Like, for reals. He probably sacrificed an entire week's worth of baby carrots for this one. Because he gets the RNG of the gods for the next, like, 5 salvos. Watch how long it takes me to kill this Ranger. I know how to Citadel a Ranger, okay? I know it's an American aircraft carrier. I know that it has a Citadel that's towards the front of the ship. And I know that I should absolutely ruin this thing. But what I don't do is recognize that he's reversing. Remember, when I say And I say that because I just now recognize that he's reversing. This is why I wasn't citadeling this man. So I know that the citadel on American carriers is towards the front. It's at the middle of the ship and slightly forward of the conning tower, or the superstructure. And I'm shooting at the back of the ship right now because he's reversing towards me. Either this guy is an absolute legend, or I just completely missed the key here. And this is why it's so funny, because I can watch and this is why it's so nice as a content creator too. I watch all of my own games back like this, and I can pick out little things that I didn't notice in the moment. Like this guy. I have to pay attention to the minimap. Look at the minimap's icon. His front is the other side. He's reversing towards us. You can see this time I aim a little bit towards the other side. I think I start to realize that this guy has something going on, so I aim a little higher here. He gets a double fire. We're going to go ahead and extinguish that. Again, I'm not in a hurry I'm not worried that he's going to kill me. This guy is not going to kill my Queen Elizabeth. Just not going to happen. What I am worried about is the fact that I'm pushing a Kraken. I've got 156,000 damage, and these guys are trying to yoink my kill all of a sudden. So I'm trying to hurry up and finish him off. We aim high to make sure we get as many, and there's the Citadel, of course. The Pitadel shows itself once again. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. We had a blast. 160,000 damage in the Queen Elizabeth, high cal, Kraken, and 3,500 base XP at tier 5 in a battleship. That's nasty. Also, Opie, well done for going back, defending the cap, and helping get rid of those destroyers. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget, we're on the path to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you haven't subscribed, join, be a part of something great. Punch that subscribe button, hit the like button, and share the videos if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next video.